Good morning and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. The show airs each weekday morning, hella early, early AF, 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel, and goes uh, for a few minutes, and then at 4:45 p.m. at on Facebook Live. Today we're talking about one love and productivity, a topic that we'll return to throughout the year because that's such a motivating part of the show and untapped power, I think, for many of us who are watching the show now. Again, for those of you who are new, this show airs each weekday morning, hella early, again at 4:45 a.m. and then at a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel, and then 4:45 p.m. We're a show aimed at entrepreneurs and those who simply want to live like a boss. You can go to productivethroughjoy.com. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations about being more productive through joy. All right, let's dive into the topic. Today, we're talking about one love and productivity, and also we're talking about how this concept can overall impact our lives, both in a professional setting, but also, of course, in a way that's much more personal. Again, for those of you who are new, let me say a few words about myself first. This is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. I'm the author of the New York Times bestseller Raising Fences, which was a Today Show book of my pick. That book's film rights were optioned by the actor Will Smith, whose people called my people. And I eventually agreed to write the screenplay for that particular project. I'm also the author of the acclaimed historical novel America, which will be out May 14th. Look for that in bookstores everywhere. And look for me on tour. I'll be posting those starting today. Look for the media around those postings all around. All right, starting today. So I should also say that I should also say that I'm the former executive director of the World Stage, a literary and jazz venue here in California and Los Angeles. My educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergraduate. My master's is from UCLA, and my PhD in English literature is from the University of California at Riverside. I'm currently a professor of English lit at LMU here in Los Angeles. I'm an expert at being productive, right? I don't say that to brag or boast, but people are oftentimes surprised at my level of productivity, given how crazy my own personal story is. I am the product of a young girl who was raped at 16, gave birth to me at 17, and then subsequently gave me up for adoption to a wonderful single divorcee. So at the time, no biological father, no adopted father. Listen, difficult times for the young MD. Yet, as Cool Modi famously said, "How you like me now?" And if I can be this productive through joy, so can many of us who are watching the show. That in many ways inspires the show. We know what it's like to come through difficulty, to come to emerge from hardship, and we have a special, motivation to reach out to those who are from that particular space, because that's a difficult space to have to get through. And not that being born with resources or raised in a more resource context, that does not separate you from all problems. In some ways, those problems can be, if not more difficult, can be certainly more voluminous because you are dealing with so many things also. So, listen, everyone has their own road to travel, and we're just saying that those of us who come from less resource situations deal with a lot of serious challenges, right? So we like to really help those people deal with those things more effectively. So you can go to productivethroughjoy.com. However, I should also say, in the morning show, we like to touch on the ideal of framing your day before your day has a chance to frame you. That's a major piece because your mind can take over your life, meaning you can wake up in the morning thinking about the troubles of the prior day, and then before you know it, you carry those troubles into your current day, and before you know it, it's nighttime and you're going back to sleep with those same troubles on your mind. You're waking up once again the next day um, with those troubles on your mind, and that can become a week and a month. And for far too many people, that's their life. I mean, that's just what it is. Oh my God. I've been there before, so I know what it's like to have that experience. That is a very troubling, stressful, and debilitating point to live from, because the stress that is tethered to worry, it destroys the human body. It creates a chemical reaction, a series of chemical reactions that really break down the body, lead to all types of dis-ease, heart failure, etc. So you don't want to succumb to that type of situation. So we help people deal with that by engaging in a ritual. A ritual can be defined as doing the same thing at around the same time. Let me give you my brief morning ritual to serve as an exemplar of this. In the mornings, I wake up at 3:30 a.m. hella early. I read a couple of spiritual business books. I do a show here at 4:45. Um, at 5, I work on my current novel until sunrise, and at sunrise, I go out to the beach. I live here along the coast in Venice Beach, California. I bring my drum, I meditate, I pray, I do yoga. It's a really beautiful time. I come back, work on my own my book for a while longer, then go back to the beach to run up the coast all the way past Santa Monica's Pier, come all the way back to the house to work, to my gym, to my Gym Goes gym here to get my workout in, to get my buff on. So guys, by 9:30, I'm feeling amazing. My body is being flooded with endorphins, and that endorphin release gives me a sense of euphoria that I can then use to leverage to move myself towards my goals and objectives. Now, we're not saying do what I do, we're saying do what you do. And we help individuals do just that, to work on what they do to get what they need and want for themselves and their family and their communities, all right? So I'm reading 3 great books now. One is called Cash in a Flash, which is a book basically about combining spiritual principles with entrepreneurial principles. I'm also reading a book called The Nag Hammadi Reader, which is a book of kind of ancient scriptural readings, very powerful, from the 2nd and 3rd century, from various types of Gnostic literature. I'm also reading Owning the Moment by Carl Lantz, a book about basically doing that, owning the moment, being able to identify and seize the moment in the moment and taking action, right? And so from those 3 books that I'm reading, from those 3 books that I'm reading now, I extract some wisdom, which I call the morning chant. Today's morning chant is, as a meditating natural mystic, one love motivates. As a meditating natural mystic, one love motivates and manifests my dreams for myself, my family, and my community. All right, so we're talking today. I think about that throughout my day. I contemplate it and also create the morning and afternoon shows based upon that idea. So we're talking about one love, one love today. All right, so let's dive into the topic. Today, but definitely if you're enjoying the show, swipe across your device, give these videos for free, share this information on your social media networks, let people know that Michael Datcher is here for you. All right, let's go, guys. So let's dive in. So point 1 is that you want to understand more about one love. You want to do your due diligence and understand the idea that's prevalent both in science and also in various types of theologies, that literally that there was just one thing in the beginning, one energy, one love, one spirit, one God, and from that thing, one energy, and from that thing, all things are made manifest. And because energy cannot be created or destroyed, it just changes forms. That which was here in the beginning is still here in some way, including inside of us, inside of me, and inside of you. Once you can gain a firm understanding of that concept, that by itself can change your life, which goes into point 2. Once you know that you are related to everything, it changes your attitude about everything, about your so-called enemies, about your family, about who your community is. I mean, it's a game changer, all right? And then you begin to, which goes right into point 3, you begin to really think about, if I'm a part and associated with all things around me, how do I imagine my engagement with people? Now, we're not saying, for example, if someone's trying to hurt you, harm you, let them hurt you, harm you. You know, we're not, that isn't the point, right? The point is that even as you're having to defend yourself and do what needs to be done and protect your family, but to know in the back of your mind that still, although other people aren't as conscious about this one love idea as you are, you know that ultimately that we are all related, right? And as you begin to do what needs to be done in your life, it gives you a sense of wanting just to serve and to give. And in this world, when you serve and you give, because it is a united, connected entity, it always comes back to you. And not when you expect it, unfortunately, when you need it at times, but it always comes back, and your life will become more abundant. Boom, goes to dynamite. This show airs each weekday morning at 4:45 a.m. right now here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel, and 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Go to productivethroughjoy.com. See about us. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations. Thanks for being here. About being productive through joy. We'll see you this afternoon at 4:45 a.m. on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel. Until then, sorry, on Facebook Live. Until then, let's talk about it and be about it. Deuces.